Hey guys, just a quick one here. So, the other day, Mindfulness posted this video, Flat Earth, Why I Love Density and Buoyancy. It's the usual nonsense propaganda, lying by omission, appears to support their ridiculous notion that gravity doesn't exist and it's just density and buoyancy. And it consists of two pieces of video which have been sandwiched together into one from one lecture, one from another, from two different institutions, and I'm just going to show you why it's nonsense, basically. So, first of all, I just want you to pay attention to this opening scene, this graphic here, with the little water tank, etc. And you notice that the flat earther, whoever's made it, I'm not sure if it was Mindfulness or if it was somebody else, has thrown this together and put Goodbye Gravity over the top of this graphic, which is actually really nice of them because it makes it much easier to prove that they're lying later on, which will show you to be sick. So just remember that graphic for now. So then it then goes on to a portion of a video by Flynn Scientific, and the guy is using various Cartesian divers and talking about them. Now at first I thought that this video had been edited to occlude any mention of gravity.
And you see it go back up.
Because of this bit here, I'll show you.
Now this is based on a very important principle. I'm going to go to the board for a second to show you something.
You see the way it jumps there, so it looks a bit suspicious, but he's just talking about how fluids are incompressible and gases are compressible, and it's been cut out. He then goes to the blackboard, talks about density being mass over volume, and comes back, at which point the video switches. So if I just put it near the end of that. Now, basically this guy does only talk about density and volume and stuff like, and buoyancy, so he doesn't mention gravity in this video. However,
okay, so now that hopefully you understand how Cartesian divers work, let me show you a couple of variations.
Because the pressure in the fluid increases with depth due to a...
So as you can see, we've now switched to the second clip, and you will recognise the graphic from earlier. So the second clip contains the graphic that they've written the message "Bye bye gravity" over the top of, okay?
Greater amount of fluid that is supported above. For example, if you go deep enough in a pool, your ears will hurt due to this increased...
Okay, so we can see who the presenter is in this video. He's sitting next to this Cartesian diver. This is basically, the similarity between the two videos. They're talking about the same principle, and they both use Cartesian divers, but the difference is that in this original video, we can see where the changes have been made to create the lie. So this is the original video, and I've got it queued up to the all-important point that's been missed out.
To understand the Cartesian diver, we first need to recognize something about fluids, which are liquids or gases. In gravity, a body experiences not only a downward gravitational force, but an upward force in addition.
So there you go. Here we have the source of the graphic, and the mention of gravity within the graphic while the narrator speaks about gravity and gravitational force. And the description for this video is a transcript, and if we come down, we can see it. Here we go. In gravity, a body in a fluid experiences not only a downward gravitational force, but also an upward force. This force is called the buoyant force. So right there in black and white, as well as in the actual graphic where they had written over the top "Bye bye gravity," is the piece of information that they've decided to omit in order to push their lie. So this is just a quick one to show that, as usual with these guys, you're just dealing with nonsense and lies. And in particular, it's really not so much aimed at these people like us that already know about it, but more so if you're one of these unfortunate people that are getting dragged into this by maybe having seen signs or somebody approaching you in the street or whatever it is recently and trying to spread this nonsense. That you should always treat flat earthers as a bunch of liars. Assume they're lying to you, assume they're omitting information from you, assume they're making stuff up, and go and find out the information from a reliable source for yourself. Cheers.